Have you ever wondered why faith matters, especially in times of hardship? In the ebb and flow of life, we often find ourselves facing trials, tribulations, and hardships that seem insurmountable. These are the moments that test our mettle, our strength, and yes, our faith. Faith, you see, is not just about believing in the unseen. It's about finding the strength within us when everything outside us seems to be falling apart. When the world around us is shrouded in darkness, faith serves as a beacon of light, guiding us through the stormy seas of life. It provides us with the resilience to withstand the winds of adversity and the strength to persevere when the odds are stacked against us. Think about Job, a man whose faith was tested in ways most of us could hardly imagine. His wealth, his family, his health, all were taken from him. Yet, he never lost faith in God. Amidst his trials and tribulations, Job declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust him." Job's story is a powerful testament to the fortitude of faith. His unwavering trust in God, despite his suffering, is an inspiration to all. Job's faith was his shield against despair, his anchor in the storm. His story serves as a reminder that faith is not just about believing when everything is going right. It's about holding on when everything seems to be going wrong. Faith gives us hope. It gives us the courage to face our fears, to confront our challenges, and to overcome our struggles. It reminds us that even in our darkest hours, we are not alone. God is with us, guiding us, strengthening us, and loving us. So why does faith matter in times of hardship? Because it provides us with the strength and resilience we need to weather life's storms. It gives us the courage to keep going when the going gets tough. It reminds us that no matter how difficult our journey may be, we are never alone. Remember, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going with faith. In the Bible, there are numerous verses that encourage us to keep our eyes on God. Let's delve into some of them. Our first verse, Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6, reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." This verse encourages us to put our complete trust in God, rather than relying purely on our own understanding. It reminds us that God sees the bigger picture, and he will guide us along the right path when we submit our ways to him. Next, we turn to Psalm 105, verse 4. "Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always." This verse is a call to action. It's not just about believing in God, but actively seeking him in every moment of our lives. It's a reminder that God is our source of strength, and we should continually seek his guidance and presence. Finally, we look at Hebrews 12, verse 2. "Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." This verse encourages us to keep our focus on Jesus, who is the founder and perfecter of our faith. Jesus endured the cross for the joy that was set before him, showing us the perfect example of enduring hardship with a focus on God and the joy that comes from him. These verses are not mere words, but life-giving truths that can transform our perspective and strengthen our faith. They remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. We have a loving, powerful God who is with us in every moment, guiding us, strengthening us, and working all things for our good. These verses remind us that God is our compass and guide, especially in times of hardship. Let's further explore other Bible verses that inspire us to keep our eyes on God. It's through these passages that we can truly understand the importance of maintaining our spiritual focus. Starting with 2 Corinthians 4:18, the Apostle Paul wrote, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." In this verse, Paul is encouraging us to look beyond our present circumstances and focus on the eternal realities of God. This is a reminder that our earthly struggles, no matter how overwhelming, are temporary. Our ultimate reward, the eternal life promised by God, is what truly matters. Moving on to Colossians 3:2, the verse states, "Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." Here, Paul reiterates the message from 2 Corinthians, emphasizing the importance of concentrating on the spiritual aspects of life. The things above refer to God's kingdom, his righteousness, and his eternal glory. By setting our minds on these, we can navigate through life's challenges with a sense of peace and enduring hope. Lastly, let's consider Psalm 16:8, where King David proclaims, "I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With him at my right hand, I will not be shaken." This verse is a declaration of unyielding faith. David, despite his many trials, kept his eyes on God, confident in his protection and guidance. This gives us the assurance that, with God by our side, we can withstand any storm that comes our way. These scriptures reveal to us a profound truth, that the more we focus on God and His promises, the less we'll be swayed by the trials of this world. They remind us that God's eternal and spiritual realities far outweigh the fleeting troubles of our earthly existence. These verses underline the importance of focusing on God's eternal and spiritual realities. Now that we've explored various Bible verses, let's summarize the key points. In the face of adversity and hardship, the Bible encourages us to keep our eyes steadfastly focused on God. This focus is not just a matter of religious observance or ritual, rather it's a conscious decision to place our trust and hope in a power greater than our own, in the divine love that transcends our earthly struggles. We've discussed how the Bible, in numerous verses, underscores the importance of this unwavering focus on God. For instance, Proverbs 3 verse 5 urges us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. This verse reminds us that our human understanding is limited. We may not always comprehend the trials we face, but when we trust in God, we acknowledge His omniscience and His perfect plan for our lives. Similarly, Hebrews 12 verse 2 encourages us to fix our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. This verse emphasizes that our faith is not a stagnant entity, but a dynamic, evolving relationship with God. By focusing on Jesus, we are inspired to cultivate a faith that is resilient, compassionate, and forgiving, much like His. Moreover, Psalm 34 verse 10 assures us that those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. This verse reaffirms the abundance and provision that comes from seeking God. It's a gentle reminder that God's love and grace are sufficient for all our needs, and that in Him, we lack nothing. In essence, keeping our eyes on God provides us with the strength, guidance, and hope we need to navigate life's challenges. It anchors us in faith, filling us with the courage to weather storms, the wisdom to learn from our trials, and the hope to look forward to brighter days. So let us strive to keep our gaze fixed on God, knowing that in His presence we find our true strength and purpose. As we wrap up, let's ponder on the significance of these lessons in our daily lives. We've journeyed through the importance of faith in times of hardship, and how keeping our eyes on God can be our guiding light in the darkest of times. Now, it's time to take these teachings and apply them to our everyday lives. Picture this: each day is a new chapter in your life story, and every moment is a chance to live out these lessons. It's not always about grand gestures or monumental acts of faith. Sometimes it's the small, everyday decisions that show the true depth of our faith. Choosing to trust in God when we're feeling lost, deciding to pray when we're feeling hopeless, and keeping our eyes on Him even when the world around us seems to be falling apart. But remember, faith isn't just about turning to God when times are tough. It's also about recognizing His presence in our lives, even in the simplest of moments. It's about acknowledging that He is with us, guiding us every step of the way. And so, as you go about your day, as you face the challenges that life throws your way, remember to keep your eyes on God. Remember that He is there for you, even when it feels like you're alone. Remember that He is your rock, your fortress, your deliverer. Let your faith be the lens through which you view the world. Let it guide your actions, shape your decisions, and steer your heart towards kindness, compassion, and love. Let it be a reminder that no matter what you're going through, God is with you, and He will see you through. These lessons aren't just words to be heard, but truths to be lived. So let's strive to live them out every day, to make faith a part of who we are, not just what we believe. Remember, no matter the storm you're facing, keep your eyes on God. He is your anchor, your guide, and your hope. With God by your side, you can weather any storm.